think it would be a good idea to discuss what happens to kids who are kicked out of home for being gay. My parents kicked me out when I was 18. At the time, I felt I had nowhere to go and nowhere to turn to. It's been 5 years now, and I'm doing okay, but I'm nowhere near as far in life as I feel I should be. I feel like people should know the full extent of what happens when they do this to their child, because my parents didn't and still don't.
What have your experiences been?
Yeah.
I had a positive experience. Well, my mom was really...
You still live at home?
Yeah, it's just my mom and I and our dog.
Wow.
But I'm really close with my mom, so it's unfortunate and it's sad. I never know like what advice to give, and it sounds really douchey, but like it's like the truth, because I never experienced that. But I guess just like, I don't know.
It's so hard.
I think it is hard having a positive experience and then trying to put yourself in someone's shoes who hasn't.
Yeah.
Like yourself, my parents are pretty open-minded. I think I had a harder time coming to terms with being gay than my parents had.
Yeah.
I was like fighting it, like, don't you dare ask me about being gay. You know what I mean? Don't you dare be okay with it. Like that. So it's hard, because I've heard this, you hear it so much about kids. You hear it so much about kids being kicked out of home and having nowhere to go, and and about these shelters and the lack of funding and stuff there are for these kids. So it is a hot topic right now.
Yeah, my parents were cool, but I do know that there are a lot of organisations in each city, specific LGBT ones as well. I know in Australia there's 2010 in New South Wales. In LA there's the Gay and Lesbian Centre. They have crisis accommodation. If you've been kicked out, they can help you out immediately, and then they can also help you find housing. But there are, I would say, search online, because it's a state by state, it's like a local thing, city by city.
Sorry, I was just going to say that from people I've spoken to who have been kicked out of their homes, I think that a positive way to think about it, or to remember, obviously it's horrible. However, I know so many people that's happened to, and they've gone out and they've found their own family within,
I was just going to say that.
with friends, and they've managed to create a safe environment for themselves again. So there is hope, and so many people out there that have had the same experiences, and people that will understand you.
Yeah.
So.
I'm from Kansas, which is a very conservative state, and so I have some friends that this has happened to, where they have been kicked out of the house, coming from incredibly right-wing religious parents. And I think that's exactly what you're saying. You have to understand there's your given family, and then there's your chosen family.
Yeah.
And we all have this in our lives. Like, I love my family, but I have my other family.
Right.
The people that really understand me and get me.
Right.
I think you have
on a day-to-day basis.
It's so hard and sad, but if your family's the type that believes so strongly opposite of you, they don't deserve to be they don't deserve to be in your life, and you need to be surrounded by people who love you unequivocally.
And also, I would say that sometimes the family, it's because they don't understand.
Yeah.
And it's not that, I don't think they want to be mean. I think that they grew up in a different time and they don't understand. And I think sometimes it's the hardest part for the child to realise that their parents aren't perfect. And you sort of go, okay, I've got to be the adult here, and I'm going to realise that mum and dad do love me because I'm their child. But they just don't get it because of all of the shit that society throws at them.
And it is hard to accept them in that position and to move on, like to try and still have them in your life, but understand that they're never really going to get that part of you. They might, but I do have a lot of friends that came from either religious or, whether they're Muslim or Catholic, and sometimes they just accept that their parents are never really, and it's hard, but their parents are never really going to fully grasp it, understand it. They're just from a different generation. And so it's tough. You accept them for who they are and still feel, you have to feel okay.
Or else you'll always search for that acceptance, and it'll be like a cycle of kind of misery, and it's not worth it.
You have to find it in yourself first.
You almost have to walk away. It's like a bad abusive relationship. You have to walk away, and you still know that you love that person, but
and find that wherever you can find it, like you said.
You'll have your new family.
The other thing that I thought was interesting was this line. It's been 5 years now, and I'm doing okay, but I'm nowhere near as far in life as I feel I should be. I feel like this person, Caleb, is, you have these ideas or these expectations about where your life is going to be. But I think, Caleb, if you're sort of judging yourself, thinking, oh, I'm not where I should be. I'm not where I should be. I think the first thing you have to do is say, you know what, this is where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember a line from this song when I was younger: the race is long, and in the end, it's only with yourself. And I think that's important. So keep on keeping on.
Yeah, and
like
if you were supposed to be further along, you
Then
would
you would
be. Life is not linear. It's not about.
Yeah.
He's probably doing what I do a lot of the time, which is looking at other people around you and
Yeah.
seeing what they're doing and comparing yourself to them.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work because you've had a completely different
Experience
in life.
That happened to me with Drag Race. We were Adore, myself, and Bianca were all in the final 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race this year, and like we all thought we were gonna win in some way or another, and then Bianca won, and like you deal with the things that happen. And through the last 6 months, I found moments where I'm like, oh man, I should be, and I'm like, hang on, the only reason I feel like that is because I'm comparing my experience with Adore's or Bianca's.
Right.
And what I realized was, I sat back and I was like, oh my god, more people know me now than ever. I'm doing all of these gigs. I've got all these amazing opportunities. My career is literally in the best place it's ever been. But I was still feeling like, oh man, like I didn't do this or I didn't do as well or whatever. And as soon as I stepped back and stopped comparing myself,
And accepted your experience.
Yeah.
Your experience.
and I think that was actually made a whole lot easier because Adore and Bianca and I are such good friends that
That's awesome.
there was like not a shred of jealousy in it. I was so proud of them
Yeah.
and they were proud of me, and so I think that gave me the stable place where I could make that
Yeah.
idea.
That's great.
Well, we answered some questions for you. I don't know whether we gave any good advice, but we had conversation, and I think that's what's important.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people talk enough in real life, and I'm all about having conversations and getting to hear people's stories sober, because
Water.
I find that the more you hear people's stories, the more you realize how similar you are, and
everybody
then
else.
you realize that your similarities are greater than your differences.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's really lovely.
That's deep.
Thanks. So I want to say thank you to Simon Sherrywood. You can find him on Instagram. It's at Simon_says____.
How annoying is that?
Do not
He's gonna
adjust.
change it next month.
Yeah.
Probably.
So if you're watching this after next month,
Simon Sherrywood.
Simon Sherrywood. Thank you so much to the gorgeous Taryn Southern for
Thank
being
you.
here. I say Southern with an American accent
Do it.
because, like, if I say Taryn Southern, people don't know what I'm saying. You can find her on YouTube /Taryn Southern.
Yeah, that's it. Thank
Anything
you.
else you want to tell us about?
No, it's fine. Just find me on YouTube. It's all everything's
Her
all
videos,
there.
It's really good. 9 Ways Not to Get Pregnant. KEP. I mean, just in case things escalate with the boy if you find a kiss.
There you go.
Watch
What's your next
Taryn's
step?
9 Ways Not to Get Pregnant.
Yes.
And Adore Delano.
So,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
What are you doing? Where are you going? What's happening?
I'm here.
Touring with your band?
Yeah,
Oh my god, we're going to be in Australia together.
We are for Mardi Gras. Yes, how is it Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras.
Mardi
The
Gras.
S silent.
Silent, like Benet. Yeah, we're going on the. You're not going. I'm mad at you. The Mayan cruise, and then we're doing Europe and then Australia.
Are you doing band in Europe?
No, are we? Yeah, we are.
She's a rock star.
Yes,
She's punk.
Yes, I'm a lesbian.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching Courtney Talks. Have a lovely day wherever you're doing, and remember to subscribe and leave your comments below. We're going to do more of these, so give us some juicy questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.